Hello and welcome to week 6 of my reflections. So Monday was the first day of our intensive rehearsals, which are going to last a good few weeks. And the first thing we kind of did, because we hadn't seen each other in like 2 weeks, we hadn't seen our director in 2 weeks. We just kind of sat down and had a discussion and talked about how we were feeling, and Nat, our director, kind of just talked us through like her ambitions and like the next steps and what she wanted to make, what she wanted out of the play basically, and how she wanted the audience to feel. And this was really good to kind of like get that understanding from our director. And like, yeah, so we began that discussion of like her ambitions, and also as a cast, what was important to us, what are our values, and what do we want to be shown in our show. And one of the first things we did was we had a costume and set design brief. So our costume and set designer Olivia came in and she did a PowerPoint for us, and we got to see our set for the first time. Obviously it hadn't been built, but it was like a little mini version of it. So it's so exciting to see it, and it's like really in fitting with the ancient Greek kind of theme. So that was really exciting. It's like it looks like red velvet, but it's red carpet, like steps. It's like a big amphitheatre. It's so cool. And then our costumes, she showed us costumes for like each character, and she said they might change, but it was just really exciting to like kind of see the vision and kind of see what direction, because it could have gone in any way, it could have gone any direction. And it was all like, yeah, they're beautiful costumes. So I'm very excited to see where this goes and see what my costume really looks like. And it actually gave me like an insight and more of an understanding of my character, Myra or Mira or Mara. I actually don't know how to say her name. But it gave me an insight into her and what the creative team want her to kind of look like. Yeah, I kind of got that through looking at her costume. And then after that, we did a read through of the script, and this was like our first kind of read through since it's been cast. So this was really exciting because it was kind of like our first glimpse of the show in a way, because it was like you could see so clearly why Nat had cast certain people in these roles, and it just fit, and it was just like see it kind of all coming together. It was like, oh yes, it all makes sense. So yeah, that was really exciting. First read through of the script, first time reading like my bit in situ with the other scenes, and I just think it goes so well together. I just think it was a really great choice of a play, because there's like humour and there's like just like dark but like powerful stories, and they just like balance each other out so well. So yeah, it was really exciting reading through it, because it was just like, yes, this is good. And then on Tuesday, we just started like slowly looking through each scene. Nat started like taking people out and looking at their scene, and because there's lots of themes of like feminism and women's rights, and also like a breach of women's rights within this play, Nat thought it'd be a good idea to have like a discussion of like the women and non-binary people in our cast, and kind of just talk about what it means to be a woman like our experience of being a woman. And I just thought this was really nice. Like I feel like it did bring us all closer together, because we got to hear each other's experiences and hear each other's thoughts on this topic, which otherwise I don't think we'd really like speak about in depth, whereas here we got to really like get down to it, and it was quite emotional actually, just being so honest with each other. But yeah, it was really, I think that was a really good thing to do. And the next day I had my first one-to-one with Nat, discussing about my character, Myra, which is very interesting. She's an interesting character. If you don't already know, she basically falls in love with her father and then goes on to sleep with him for 8 nights, and then he tries to kill her, and then she escapes and turns into a tree and has a baby called Adonis. And my director's plan at the moment is for me to be on a trapeze, so we're just kind of discussing what I can do, and also discussing the script. And I'd noticed that because we had a new script, we'd been given a new script and they'd been slightly changed, and I'd noticed that she'd taken out some like sentences and some bits which I thought were really important. Like there's a phrase that she says, "I am in love with my father," which Nat had taken out because she didn't think it was necessary, and we had a discussion because I thought it was like the whole point of the piece. So we ended up putting that back in, which I'm happy about because I just think it gives the piece more clarity. And then while we were doing like our 1-to-1s or like 2-to-1s or whatever with Nat, she gave us we had to do a character bio, so just like loads of just any information we can make up about our character, because we were going to like share it all next week. And yeah, so I've just been thinking about my character and kind of like just like tiny little details that you wouldn't see about her. But in we're going to be doing hot seating, so I think in this kind of situation it will be a good time to like know these tiny details, and for me also to kind of, even if I'm just making it up from nowhere, it's really good to like have in my brain that like for example, like her favourite colour is blue, because then you can always justify why she might be doing something. And that is for next week, preparing our character bio. And something that I need to do to prepare for next week is just go over the script, familiarise myself with all of it, because there's some like smaller bits which haven't quite been cast yet, and I might be in some a small character in a scene. So yeah, just reread the script, obviously start learning my lines, and yes. Oh, and next week we have to come in costume, so well, like our own costume. So yeah, I need to start thinking about what Myra would wear, and I've got some good ideas, I think. But yeah, I need to bring my script, my notebook, water, food, because it's quite tiring. But yeah, I think I'm ready for next week.